And you hear that sound? Everybody know that sound. Everybody know once that trumpet blare, that bass bump, everybody know to take it to the streets. Everybody know that egg pocket way, that how your mom and them, like, I wish them up would tell me something about my city. I'm telling you, everybody knows the sound of rushing water.
New Orleans is the city that it is because of the people who are here.
There is no way to come here and engage with New Orleans without engaging with New Orleans' people.
The food scene in New Orleans is on fire. I love it.
New Orleans is that place, is that place.
I tell people all the time, like, I've lived on the East Coast, I lived on the West Coast. I've hung out in Denver a lot. New Orleans is where I want to be. I know that for a fact. I don't need to go check out anything else. Like, I know where I want to be. For a lot of people, Katrina was a blessing because people left New Orleans that never would have left New Orleans. I was living in LA and I visited home for Jazz Fest. And I was like, why am I in LA doing one thing when I can be here playing all types of music? You play a jazz gig, a traditional jazz gig, a fusion jazz gig, a second line gig, a Latin gig.
So, grab yourself a drink, we'll play some more music.
After traveling everywhere, I still haven't found food that tastes as good as New Orleans food.
On Magazine Street, how many restaurants are there?
Oh my God, 75? I don't know.
75 restaurants, up and down Magazine Street. We have so many chefs that have come here and have opened different kind of restaurants. Now, I'm not saying they're all great. I haven't been to all of them.
One of the first things I will always have when I come back is my mom's gumbo. Everybody around here knows like my mom's like the best cook in town.
All right, so this is Bebelle champagne, and they just gave us an anniversary bottle for New Orleans' 300th anniversary, the tricentennial. So how you like that deal?
Any day Joey's not here is the best day.
Any day I'm not around is a good day. We love serving people.
How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We love the store to be busy. We love it to be crazy, and we like the controlled chaos. Look, this is my two sons. They work with me. Go to work, guys. If there's a hurricane, they all come to work.
And that goes back to 1934.
From what we were taught by my dad and my uncle. That's, you know.
Every item's important to somebody.
You need some help with something, Mike? Okay. You got it? Okay, good.
Gumbo, andouille, turtle soup, jambalaya, boiled seafood, crawfish, shrimp, crabs, fried catfish, fried shrimp, oysters on the half shell. All of that's New Orleans.
And you always say you don't ever know what's going to happen when you open the door. We always expect the unexpected.
How many people are from out of town tonight? Who's from out of town? This is the greatest city on earth, the city of New Orleans, the city that never sleeps. The city where you can stay up all night and fall asleep in the gutter and wake up and everybody will still talk to you, okay? So!
I enjoy living here. It's a city where you can open up the door and scream "Go Saints" or "Who Dat," and then you'll hear 5 Who Dats down the block. There's always something to celebrate, whether it's Jazz Festival, Poor Boy Festival, Oyster Festival, Fried Chicken Festival, Mac and Cheese Festival. I think we throw a party here in New Orleans for just about everything. But that's what makes it such a magical place.
Have a good time, and nobody will judge you. This is a Catholic city, you understand?
This vacant lot used to house a 2-story building, apartments on the top, a food store on the bottom. We tried to purchase this property. But then when we went to close, we found that there were $97,000 of debt baked into the foundation of this lot, unseen. We're gonna get to know one another, talk. If you want to testify, if you've been moved and have something to say that you want to give to these.
There's a quote, a friend of mine once said that these types of places are hanging on by sheer memory. They are the memory of place of people, as Imani mentioned, that created this city. This city has a deep, deep memory that you're coming to pay homage to through your visits and your travels.
New Orleanians encompasses more than just the core of the city. It's the suburbs that surround New Orleans. We have a lot of families that go back multiple generations. So they have deep roots in New Orleans and in New Orleans culture, and they're invested in maintaining it and supporting it. And when something occasionally bad happens, they're invested in trying to bring the city back to what it was.
The important thing about New Orleans, we're the prophetic city, is what I said, of America. We got the chance to do a do-over.
New Orleans is like a big secret city. It's very special, and it's like 300 years old.
We were devastated, but our spirit was there, so we've been fighting for 12 years in the rebuilding of the Lower Nine.
New Orleans is a place where people feel connected, where humanity is not ignored, where discomfort is not sufficient reason to turn your head or to not lend a helping hand.
You might call them quirky, you might call them committed beyond belief, but we never give up. And I think that's been the consistent hallmark of a Saints fan. We never give up.
If you've not made it to some of the neighborhood restaurants, if you've not gone to some of the jazz shows that are not necessarily in the hotels, and if you've not spent time talking to New Orleanians, you've missed the opportunity of a lifetime.
New Orleans is like she's like your grandma. You come home, she always got a hot plate of food for you. She's gonna invite you to her table to sit down and talk about what's ever on your mind, and she's gonna listen. But it's the people that make it, definitely. It's good people.